Scenical World. Opening in 2016, Scenical World invested in building a solid amusement park with a clear goal to be at least the third best park in Thailand. With a central shopping street, a carnival area with easy access for pay-per-ride guests, a large amount of exciting attractions including larger flat rides and unique scenic adventure activities, and a massive water park that focuses on 2 water slides, Scenical World has all the basics to be a solid amusement park. But in its current state, it's expensive, with most rides closed and/or inoperable. Find out the current state of Thailand's Scenical World in this review. Scenical World's name derives from its scenic location in Khao Yai, a city in Korat known for the nearby Khao Yai National Park. Though Scenical World in English seems to be a bit odd, as scenical isn't really used much and seems to imply other unintended meaning. But when I noticed there was a Jinma spinning wild mouse coaster in Korat, the Thai province where me and my wife were living in 2022, I figured this would be an okay park that had a decent family coaster to attract guests. But the coaster really feels like an afterthought. If you really look at how deep this park's lineup is. Sure, the Pendulum and Khao Yai 360, formerly Typhoon Tower, are on the shorter side, making these big flats not able to compete with similar attractions at, say, a Six Flags park. But the lineup still is arguably just as good as many Six Flags parks due to Scenic World's depth and unique attractions. However, while living in Korat, I was unable to experience this park. COVID-19 shut down many places in Thailand, as Scenical World closed indefinitely on April 19th, 2021. Which still does show just how great Thailand initially did at reducing COVID-19 infections. Similarly to fellow Isan Park, Mayphung Water Park, Scenical World was slow to reopen, as even though Dreamworld and Siam Amazing Park had reopened on my first visit to Thailand in April 2022, these 2 parks hadn't. I eagerly checked Scenical World's Facebook page, hoping that it would reopen before my departure date back to the United States. But alas, it did not. On November 4th, 2022, I rejoiced that they had reopened, though on closer inspection, this was only the carnival area. The water park reopened a month later, on December 23rd, 2022, though much of Excite World still remains closed. So, on my return trip to Thailand, I had to go visit this scenic Isan Park, regardless of what their current ride offerings were. Reading between the lines on the website and Facebook page, I was prepared to find the park in the state that I found it. But it is still sad for me to see. The Mall Street currently only has 2 stores, the big western-looking restaurant out front and a small, rather empty coffee shop. The carnival area seems to be fully reopened, except for a safari bump, which just had cars around the edge of the area, and X-Max, which still seemed closed. Excite World, though, was in a state of disrepair. The Gold Rush train was open for you to ride around this area, as well as the giant pendulum and the ATVs. The giant swing, now renamed Khao Yai 360, was not operational in my visit, but is included on some of the ticket packages online, so I imagine it is either close to being back in operation or only operates on certain days. The problem with this park, though, isn't that many rides need saving from the year plus of inoperation. It is the price. A water park wristband will cost around 700 baht. With an additional 250 baht for a carnival wristband, or about 1,500 baht per person for both. This price is actually a bit lower than the stated gate price, but reflects the price we paid upon arrival. If you buy your ticket a day in advance online, you can get both the carnival and water park for around 700 baht, which is still expensive, but at least cheaper than buying at the ticket booth. However, If you want to experience the few operating Excite World rides, these are an upcharge, with it costing 180 baht for the train ride and pendulum, and a separate add-on of 380 baht for the ATVs and train, or a combo package for all three at 450 baht. With the limited options at this park to begin with, it is unfortunate that it's one of the most expensive parks in Thailand. I would suggest checking their Facebook page before going, as they seem to offer a large amount of discounts, especially for large groups of 6 people. However, the Facebook page and promotions are written in Thai, so it makes it more difficult for English speakers to access these deals. Splash World, though, offered a chance for this park to redeem its price tag, since it seems to have a solid slide lineup from afar. The better slides, however, was still slightly understandably closed, as the water coaster and trapdoor slide both are still sitting idle. But the frustration continues as many slides will not accept single riders. 2 slides, Cyclone and Boomerango, requiring 2 people per raft. Space Bowl requires 2 people as well, but was closed on my visit despite being used in various current marketing. 3 different slides, being family raft slides, require 4 people, which is standard for any type of park that has these rides. However, it makes it difficult to ride Python, Tantrum Alley, or Tornado, as I missed all 3 of these slides since there simply weren't enough people in the park to team up with to ride them. As a single rider, you're extremely limited with the park. Essentially, there's the 2 mat slides and the 1 body slide, which are fun enough, but nowhere near worth the cost of admission. With the number of tube slides, I was hopeful with this lineup, but none of the tube slides are for single riders. To make matters worse, a lot of the water area still needs to be cleaned, as there's a comfortable layer of algae in much of the water. Basically, you can tell this park sat idle for too long. This should have given an unpleasant feeling when I went on the lazy river, but I really loved how cold the water in the lazy river was, combined with how the trees cover it. Though my wife was not happy to see the water as dirty as it is, and is pretty sure it caused her to get a few rashes afterwards. Food also wasn't the cheapest, as I did get some pork on a stick when I was hungry, though 4 sticks with sticky rice cost 120 baht. It was at least pretty delicious. So I had the feeling most of the food is pricey, but above average to good quality amusement park snack food, which as a foreigner, I can appreciate. Operations at this park were okay, especially considering how empty it was on my visit. 2 operators worked the carnival and would rotate between the rides as needed. Since I saw literally no one else riding these rides on my visit, this seemed to be more than enough coverage for this area. A few staff worked on fixing up the back area and were there to meet us so that I could ride the train and pendulum as well, so there's virtually no wait for any attraction. The water slides all had an operator up at the top to help send you down, with the exception, I assume, of the 4-seater family slides that had the operator greeting guests at the bottom of the stairs, since very few, if any, groups would meet the 4-person minimum for these slides. Sometimes a lifeguard would be at the bottom of the slide to help greet you, but not always, which does lead to some safety concerns should anything happen to you at the bottom of one of the water slides. Overall, how good is Scenical World? The experience I got at this park was disappointing, especially for the price tag. Though, I'll still tag Hidden Village as the most disappointing park in Thailand, because that one just seemed to not have anything worthwhile. In its current state, if you're in the area and can get cheap tickets, it's likely worth a visit, especially if, as an amusement park fan, you're excited to see a half-open park. But with its target audience of families, this park has a long way to go just to get back to a place where it can be a truly enjoyable destination. I wish them the best. Even if my experience was far from perfect, this park truly has the bones to be one of the best in Thailand. But for now, it might take too much just to save what is currently at Scenical World. Which rides and slides are your favorite at Scenical World? Have you gotten to experience Scenical World? Especially if you did before it shut down for COVID, let me know. And as always, Cup Kun Crap.